I almost did on Friday. And so we are in my family clan. There are two of them. Both of them are Ochuas. One is Rekia, the other one is Rashida. And today is Rekia's birthday. This Rekia is the opposite of the other Ochua. She's a slayer, a beauty queen, a model, makeup artist. She's doing so well for herself, and I'm so proud of her. I've seen her pictures, and I don't want to be warned later. So happy birthday, Rekia. I love you, and I am so proud of all that you've done, how you've grown. Well done. Many more fruitful years.
Hello, Mariam Longi. How are you?
I'm fine.
Love the hair.
Oh, thank you so much. Birthday that I missed that I have to shout out today. Our grandchild turned 8 and we missed it. Oh, my goodness, we felt really bad grandparents. So happy birthday, EVA.
Oh, nice. How are you doing, Rajulu?
Doing great.
Love the black and white. You going to court today, or you look like a lawyer?
I'm escorting
my hair because it looks like
something. We have a case. Do we have a case?
No, we
don't have a case.
We don't have one. No dates today. We have dates tomorrow.
I'll repeat this.
How are you doing?
Walked into the makeup room this morning. They were shouting, "The Lord, the Lord!"
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You know, but I'm good. We had a very busy weekend.
Yeah. Today's Tokwe's birthday.
Yes,
Happy birthday.
Tokwe
Makodige.
Yeah, so
because we celebrated it, I just thought.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did the game of money conference on Saturday. It was a good one. Then I headed off to AMVCA. Yeah, I saw your dress. Where are you?
Girl. I have to thank Ovem Bridals.
Yeah,
she hooked me up.
I've not finished my banter.
Oh, no, vex.
So I called you inside now
you
to take it.
Okay.
So we did that. Then in the evening we did a surprise. Went for the surprise party.
Yes.
You know, for Tokwe as well. And yesterday I was just sorting out clips because Mama Juro is coming back on.
Congratulations.
On YouTube. Season 3 was starting on the 16th of May 16th of May. That's every Friday. Premieres 6 p.m. on Biswitch TV YouTube channel. So I sorted that out. Then I was on my keyboard playing the piano, resting yesterday,
nice.
and just having a good time. I'm ready for work.
Fantastic. So first of all, let us celebrate Tokwe. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Fourth floor. Many more years. Today is a big day. We're not going to be flood the internet with her pictures. We're waiting. We can't wait to see the beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
But congratulations today. I had a very busy weekend. Friday, I was at Covenant University to speak. It was amazing being with the children of the students of mass communication. And I met the HOD, I met the DVC. It was really great. On Saturday, I had a funeral early in the morning for Lukeda Marama's mom who passed. I didn't even know she was Titi Oshodi's sister, Mrs. Oshodi. I didn't know she was her sister. Okay. I didn't know. I was shocked. Yeah. And I saw her there. I was like, oh, okay. So I was there in the morning for the funeral. Then I went for Game of Money conference. Then I went for the AMVCA, which was really great. I was dressed by Ovem Bridals. I need to say it properly.
Yeah.
Ovem Bridals dressed me up, and it was through my stylist, Benga Art Smith. He always finds me the designer to just dress me for any kind of party. So thank you, Benga, for hooking me up with Ovem Bridals. She was amazing. I mean, the dress was beautiful. Oh. I didn't even realize it was that good until people started complimenting. Even Messi, I called me, Mara, please, who made this dress? I said it was Ovem Bridals. I said, really? I need to get a handle. So I'm really, thank you very much, Ovem, for really hooking me up. And then wait for the party. Yeah. Party at Topper's party last night. And then yesterday again, so we to sleep. Saturday night. Sunday, my cousin, Biola Basharon's daughter, was 5 years old. So I had to go. I mean, the whole family was there. I wanted my own kids to know their cousins from my dad's side. So it was important for them to be there. So we took them. I was really tired, but hey, and we're there till the end. So, yep.
Are you ready for work?
I'm ready for work. Coffee in my hands, and I'm good to go. Let's go on a very short break now. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. One party controversy, Ganduje, Damagum, Gabam all clash. Alake seeks sustainable energy transition. Antelope runs into plane at Asaba Airport. Rivers, PDP governors are busybodies, federal government tells Supreme Court. Which story are we starting with?
The bush meat now.
Excuse
So,
me.
Antelopes.
according to
Endangered species. Oh, there's
antelope endangered.
Yes.
Now Nigeria we do antelope endangered.
And you
People
chop
have
and finish.
Okay, then well. Airpeace plane ran into a large, according to them, they emphasized large. The spokesperson of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Michael Achimogu, had posted on X that this very large antelope go run into the plane, and so the plane had to be stopped on Saturday.
Wow,
It
that's
couldn't
dangerous.
go, and yes, it damaged the plane, so they had to stop the plane, the airline. He was now, using it to describe what he says, some on mechanical faults that can ground an airline. He said monitoring reports yesterday indicated that an Airpeace aircraft ran into a large antelope, decimating the animal and leaving the aircraft on ground. As a result, flights meant to be operated by this aircraft would naturally be disrupted, even though engineers are on ground to access and fix the plane. Passengers waiting would naturally be infuriated. And he says this does not excuse the rights that passengers have if their flights are cancelled or delayed by airlines, and the entitlements that they're supposed to get as a result of it. But he was just emphasizing that some of these things are not as a result of a bad airline or bad management of airline, but then experts are faulting the managers of the airport over the incident, and I expect that, of course, the area of the runway should have some
fence.
fence and cordon off.
Where antelope they come from?
Bush now.
The bush now in the airport. Now, as I said, bush meat, it's not the bush meat. You see people that inform me first the antelope are in danger for Africa.
Yes,
for
and
Nigeria.
danger, and you chop and finish.
For Nigeria.
Yes.
Another, so let me take the major headline. And
Okay,
also,
sorry.
so this one-party state controversy is gaining a bit of ground when we recall the tsunami that happened in Delta State. So since then, there have been quite a lot of people who are opposing the main party for trying to woo others to cause a one-party state in the country. Now, I must quote specifically what the APC chairman said, because it's quite interesting. The APC national chairman, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, chided those accusing the ruling party of plotting to push the country into a one-party system. He said, a one-party state is not by force, it's by negotiation. It's because other political parties see the effectiveness of the positive and the governance of our party. If they decide to come to our party willingly, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, that still sounded okay. Until he said, today, democratic China is one of the strongest countries in the world, and it's a one-party system. We are not saying we are working for a one-party system, but if it is the wish of the Nigerian people, we cannot quarrel that. They say too many cooks spoil the soup. Too many political parties spoil governance. Wow. Of course, if PDP was not going to take that line alone. So I think the spokesperson, chairman, the national chairman, Umar Damagum, yesterday lashed out at Ganduje on his position. He described the idea of a single state as madness. He said one party system can only happen somewhere else, not in this country. Recall that history says about anybody wishing for one party state, there will be, where will such will end? He said the PDP, the party in power before the emergence of APC, passed through that route some time ago, deluding themselves that they would be in control of levelers of power forever, but that fell on their faces. So he acknowledges the time when when there was a lot of possibility of a one-party system. Anyway, the point is, it's gaining ground, and we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah. So world leaders and stakeholders in the solid minerals industry have been asked to embrace global collaboration in driving a sustainable energy transition. The Solid Minerals Development Minister, Dr. Dele Alake, made the request and noted that the future of electricity, transportation, and global prosperity hinges on decisions that were made, yesterday. So he spoke at an ongoing Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development Forum in Paris. That happened, and he said that that's through his special assistant on media, Shegu Tomori, in Abuja yesterday, who quoted the minister, stressing the importance of global partnerships in building a resilient and sustainable mining sector. He made a statement, and I quote, he said, with the emergence of the global energy transition, there has never been a more critical moment for decisive leadership. The future of electricity, transportation, telecommunications, and indeed global prosperity depends on the work that we do here. Let us embrace this opportunity, not just to discuss change, but to drive it. So they went ahead to highlight the critical role of mining in the global shift towards greener energy, and he emphasized the need for a smarter site selection, optimized operations, sustainable processing, waste management, and environmental stewardship as a responsibility owed to future generations, not just policy aspiration. So he outlined the proactive measures that Nigeria has already taken to attract investment into the solid mineral sector. And he says that they are citing investor-friendly incentives, such as import duty waivers, accelerated capital allowances, and tax holidays. He said these are some of the incentives that they have implemented alongside the robust reforms that they have to prioritize sustainable attraction, domestic processing, and enhance infrastructure connectivity. So the government, on one hand, is doing all that it can to ensure that investors are coming into the mining sector, because we need to move the country forward.
Okay, moving on now to the Punch. Rivers emergency rule, FG taps ex-AGF, 11 stands as Supreme Court battle looms. Aye Datiwa Makinde Bamidele salute Aye Afenifere leader Fashion Royalty at 99. FG states add 57 trillion naira to debt in 18 months. NCAA under fire after plane strikes antelope on taxiway. I am not desperate to return as Rivers governor, says Fubara. FG makes U-turn, endorses Senate Security Summit. And why Jonathan won't run against Tinubu in 2027, says Patience Jonathan. Okay, let's take one story for the break.
Okay, the Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, on Sunday has reversed his earlier stance and pledged full support for National Security Summit that's been organized by the National Assembly. He says that he describes it as being a timely initiative to tackle Nigeria's growing security concerns, and also expressed his commitment to participate in the two-day event and ensure its outcome translate into concrete action. So the minister's position, they say, it's a departure from his remarks on Wednesday during an interministerial briefing where he had suggested that developing a security strategy would be more effective than convening a summit. He had deferred with the House of Reps over its claims that insurgents possess more sophisticated weaponry than the military. But the Senate reacted to his comments on Thursday. They berated the minister for dismissing the proposed summit, warning him to refrain from making statements capable of sparking tension between executive and legislative arms of government. And so while he was in Abuja on Sunday, he sort of rescinded on his earlier position on the proposed summit. He acknowledged the importance of dialogue and inclusive policy making, stressing that the real impact lies in turning discussions into strategic reforms. When you hold a summit, you hear people speak, gather perspective, and take those insights back to review and strengthen our strategy, which is translated into action. So he also commended the National Assembly efforts, pledging to play an active role in the summit and champion the implementation of its recommendation.
Okay, let's go on a very short break now. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Good, tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Smart Balance rice bran oil is rich in gamma-oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma-oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name is Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire. My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, Pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This now what you want.
After that that day, the man
You no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out.
On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
How did they find the husband? You not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give
Signs dey always.
If they look for person wey go give am to you, fact as e be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person no make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, wetin no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Look, we no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some period.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday.
Okay, we're going to continue with the punch. Any other story?
Yes.
Okay. I have Fubara. So at the night of
how would you take Fubara story? What do you concern you Fubara? Yeah, this Fubara matter.
Like I've forgotten my brief.
I'm just messing.
Well, on Sunday was the night of tribute organized by the Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum in honor of Chief Edwin Clark. And I didn't know he had the middle name, Kiagbodo. Yes, Clark. And of course, the governor, because I cannot say his former governor, it was suspended. Suspended, but the governor is elected, and his tenure is still there. So he attended the event, and he was, of course, given an opportunity to speak. He went on and said that, see, as he has seen me so, I'm not desperate to be governor. In fact, I have that the spirit of government has left me long ago. Wow. It's not in me again. But out of respect for people, including this elder were gathered for Chief Edwin Clark. If I had, I would consider, going back to office if it happens. He warned that the occasion should not be misinterpreted by some politically charged comments made by earlier speakers and clergy, and he said, if I had my way, I wouldn't want to return. But many people, including late Chief Clark, have made sacrifices for me, and that's why I must stand by them. This is the first speech he has made since President Tinubu suspended him from office and declared a state of emergency in the state.
Yeah. Okay, let me take the human interest story. So prominent Yoruba leaders, including Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State and Lucky Aiyedatiwa of Ondo State, on Sunday joined political and cultural figures across the Southwest in celebrating the leader of the Pan-Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere, Pa Ruben Afasheranti, as he clocks 99. Wow. Afasheranti, an elder statesman, an iconic advocate of the Yoruba unity, will clock 99, and the governor described him as a living legend whose life embodies leadership, resilience, and devotion to the Yoruba cause. He says, Baba, we celebrate your exemplary life of service to the Yoruba ethnic group and your immense contributions to nation building over the years. As you clock 99, it's our prayer that God grants you a heart's desire on Yoruba emancipation. Yeah. I'm happy for him. Congratulations to...
Yeah. So wife of the ex-president, Goodluck Jonathan, patience and Peshe,
Auntie Pepe,
has ruled out the possibility of her husband joining the 2027 presidential race to contest against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. She said that rather than contesting, her family would campaign for Tinubu's re-election because Tinubu and his wife, Oluremi, had supported him during 2011, during the presidential bid. So you know that the husband had left office, that's ex-president Jonathan left office in 2015 after being defeated by President Muhammadu Buhari. And so while she was speaking on Saturday during the Women Icon Leader of the Year Award, organized by Accolade Dynamics Limited in Abuja, she said that since leaving the office, there have been calls that he should come back, into presidency. They said the latest call they had was mid-April this year by the president of the Nigerian Rescue Mission organization, Dr. Jibril Mustafa, who has been urging President Jonathan, ex-President Jonathan, to heed the calls to run for office of the president. As we're preparing for 2027 elections, so they say they believe that he will be able to reunite, all the parties in Nigeria and, take us to our El Dorado. But Peshe has said, no, lie, they are not going to do that again. No. However, they believe in turn by turn. So the way Bola Ahmed Tinubu had supported them in 2011, they are going to support him too instead of contesting. Nobody should disturb them.
The oracle of the Jonathan legacy has
spoken.
The oracle has spoken.
They have to confirm from her.
Yes, but I mean, PDP needs a hero. They need somebody who can actually run that ticket. And Jonathan is a good candidate for that. Yeah, Jonathan is somebody that
step down.
Because of conceding, so he's seen as a hero. So because they need to beat APC, you need a candidate that can
strong,
not just sway you politically, but also emotionally, sentimentally with the people. So Jonathan is a good candidate for that, but I guess not.
Peshe has said no.
Peshe has said I said the oracle has spoken. Daily Star, moving on. Jonathan's wife, we talked about that already. Enugu Air CNG buses transport terminals take off this month. Federal government evacuates 78 stranded Nigerians from Côte d'Ivoire. NPA refutes corruption allegations, reaffirms commitment to port modernization. PDP rejects BOT as governor parley stakeholders. And rising poverty reduction goals threatened by persistent economic crisis. Mariam?
Yeah, the Nigerian Ports Authority has categorically dismissed recent allegations of multi-billion naira corruption as false, misleading, and lacking any factual basis. They said that the claims that have been circulated online on some online platforms are spurious. The authority reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to transparency, due process, and public accountability. They also said that its financial operations are conducted under strict regulatory oversight, leaving no room for misapplication of funds. The budget and expenditure of the NPA are subject to rigorous scrutiny by the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, the Budget Office of the Federation, and oversight by the National Assembly. This makes any suggestion of financial impropriety impossible. And they also clarified that the emergency dredging of the Warri Escravos channel, critical to the nation's oil and gas logistics, was executed in full compliance with the Procurement Act 2007. The intervention was essential to mitigate rising siltation, prevent shipping disruptions, and avert significant economic losses. So, and that's that.
Miriam have taken our story, but I have...
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Well done to NAPTIP, as well as the Nigerian embassy in Abidjan, and the Nigerian community in Abidjan, as well as the International Organization for Migration. They worked in collaboration with Air Peace at no cost. They airlifted 78 Nigerians who were victims of human trafficking to Côte d'Ivoire, and they brought them back. They landed in Nigeria at the Lagos airport at 11 p.m. on Saturday. You know why I found this story? When I read the headline, I was like, Nigerians we've always done business. I have friends who are Lagosians. They lived in Ebute Metta. They have a family heritage in Abidjan. So you'd have thought that we're just cousins. But some people, vulnerable people, according to the story, mostly underage girls, were trafficked for whatever purposes, illegal purposes, to that country, and they've been able to get them back.
Okay.
So I must commend them. They said they'll be doing a debriefing for them, of course, trying to help them settle, profiling them as well by NAPTIP and all of that. But well done to these agencies.
Moving on to Vanguard, do you have a story? Okay, Vanguard. Despite concerns, FG ramps up domestic borrowing to 10.85 trillion. Defections, 7 PDP governors, Wike ex-governors, others meet on survival. NPA debunks allegation of multi-billion naira corruption. LG polls, protests trail Lagos APC primaries over Baba Sokwe's influence.
Baba
Sokwe's influence. Nigeria, others affected as UK clamps down on care workers' visas. State of the nation, one-party states will be strongly resisted, says Senator Bokno Akerele. Conference hall experts to brainstorm on government performance at midterm. And Defense Minister backtracks support Senate Security Summit. Glesic.
The care.
Anyone?
Yeah. The United Kingdom has announced plans to abolish the care worker visa route in coming months. This is a move that could impact thousands of Nigerians seeking employment in the UK's health and social care sector. They also said foreign criminals in the country would henceforth face rapid deportation under the new immigration rules. The UK Home Secretary disclosed this. She said that the visa pathway heavily used by migrants would be phased out as part of efforts to curb overall migration. She said that this decision marks the end of a failed free market experiment that allowed widespread overseas recruitment. She's saying that changes will cut annual arrivals by around 50,000. So migration would come down significantly. But then we have this ban has sparked concern among providers who say they face critical staff shortages. Some of them are saying, where will these workers come from if neither the funding nor the migration route exists? They said they acknowledge the concerns, but care providers should hire from the 10,000 migrants already in the UK under care visas, some of whom took jobs that weren't actually here or that were not of the proper standard. Anyway, they're promising a new fair pay agreement for care workers. We saw that the huge increase in care work recruitment from abroad, but without actually ever tackling the problems in the system, and also but the Shadow Secretary dismissed the move as a little 50,000 tweak, blaming Conservative government for acting too late. So basically, as it concerns us, as we know, many Nigerians have jackpot based on this care visas, and it looks like it's something that is going to be stopped.
Yeah.
But with Nigerians, once one door closes, another
something
one
door open. And there was time this thing was someone that was very popular back in the day. I can't remember what it was called. Where people just come and legally migrating. Yeah. So there'll be different programs. Different countries will need different people at the same time.
We'd like them to stay home though, but
I have a story there. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has accused the federal government of frustrating the smooth operations of the newly introduced Government Integrated Financial Management Information Systems, that's the GIFMIS, that replaced the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, IPPIS. Which was, it was controversial at the time. So the union is alleging that the government is using all known tactics to ensure the new system does not work in favor of university workers, especially lecturers, as a punishment for rejecting the IPPIS. So the national president of the union, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, was the one who stated this over the weekend in an exclusive interview with the Nigeria, with the paper, and he said that he had to update the 50 billion recently released by the federal government to settle some areas of the earned allowances of the university workers. And he noted that only ASU members and their non-academic colleagues are yet to receive the allowances 2 weeks after government made the public announcement of the release of the money. But some of them also are yet to be paid their April salaries. He said many of the lecturers have not received their April salaries as we speak, and the issue is nothing other than to blackmail the members for rejecting the IPPIS. They are trying to see how they can bring them back to that platform. So he said the workers that are still on the platform, that's the IPPIS now, have already been paid their April salaries since first week of May. Meanwhile, those who had migrated into GIFMIS are yet to receive their money. That this is just like a way to frustrate them there so that they can go back to the IPPIS, and this has got to stop. So they're still waiting to see how the payments come in or take further action on the matter.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies. We're going to go on a short break now. When we come back, we're moving to our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thanks for staying with us. So the hottest topic today, obviously, is the UTME results. The 2025 UTME results have sparked widespread outrage, with over 1.5 million candidates scoring below 200, raising questions about the state of our education system and its future. Now, candidates are rejecting the 2025 UTME results released by JAM, claiming they don't accurately reflect their abilities and hard work. Many students have taken to social media to express their dissatisfaction, using hashtags like, "This is not my result." Some have even shared their previous scores, which were significantly higher, to highlight the discrepancy in the results. So there was an example, a young lady had 285 in the previous year's UTME. Now she was shocked to have 156. So joining us in the studio to dissect this burning issue is the Chief Executive Officer of Educare, Mr. Alex Onya. Also, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to have you in the studio. Also joining us is a spokesperson for JAM, Dr. Fabian Benjamin. He's in our Abuja studio. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you. So before we come to you, Dr. Fabian, I'm going to first discuss with the ladies to discuss what they've heard, because I know that JAM has given an official response, which we'll also dissect and discuss with you in a moment. But let me come to you, sir, Mr. Onya. Given the responses online, the fact that many people were disheartened by the results, now on the backdrop of like many people actually wanted that CBT, we thought it was going to be the best futuristic approach to examination. So in your view, what do you think went wrong, or do you think something went wrong at all?
Oh yes, so a lot of things went wrong actually, and so currently now I have 11,460 reports.
Wow.
From different students, yes, and probably by the time I'm done here, it'll probably be up to like 15,000.
Whoa.
So the point is, I've already studied the pattern.
Okay.
24th, 25th, 26th, and the 28th. Those people who wrote exam in those dates, their results are very bad. Okay. And I mean, if you see in those dates, you also see a lot of teachers who wrote the exams. You see students like, for instance, someone scored 281 2 years ago. The same person scored 311 last year, and the person is scoring 164 this year. I mean, this is not practicable. This is a similar case to 11,460 students. Different kind of schools. I've spoken to a lot of schools. These are schools that grade excellence in all kinds of jams for the past 30 years, and all of a sudden, the best student in school is scoring 170.
Yeah.
So there is a major glitch in JAM system. And so two things that I'm requesting for is, one is, because I've checked, there's actually no place in JAM's policy that inhibits them from sharing the mark script. So we need these students to see their mark script. And secondly, they have to investigate these days, right? And for me, because this is a technical problem, of course, this is an area of my expertise, so we know how these things happen. Many of these JAMB officials may never understand how this happens. Probably it's through their vendor, right? So they have to fix this. So I don't believe 11,460 students can be this wrong. You know, they were very quick to release mass failure and all those blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I don't think we experience such number of failures in this year's JAMB.
So I feel like I think JAMB is not coming out to say exactly what happened with the examinations. And many students I've seen, even their parents, complain that when the kids go back home, they complain that sometimes the system will log you out, even while they were writing the exams. Somebody said she was logged out like 3 times. Another person I saw said like 2 times during the examinations. And even though she cross-checked her results, for a system to log her out while she was writing, it's possible that by the time they now took the results, they did not take everything that she had written. But JAMB is not telling us that the system actually has or came up with glitches. They had glitches during the examinations. Do you think that, or how do you think JAMB would come out and give us the exact reports? The people who handle the CBT centers, did they also give JAMB those sort of reports, or they are not aware?
Okay, we'll ask JAM. I want us just to discuss what we've heard, what stuff. I'm glad you've shared the story of somebody who spoke to you. Mariam, let me come to you. Have you heard any stories before I come to JAM?
Yes, I have heard stories, and I've heard of thousands of parents that have come together and are actually taking JAM to court because they believe that, that there was a serious problem technically with how the exams were conducted or graded. And for me, because of just the huge number, especially as you said, a few schools, and you're getting that large number, it shows that, yes, something may have gone wrong. Maybe JAM is still not aware, but I think it's the time to now investigate what could have gone wrong. Last week I had read, we already started lamenting these exam results, and JAM had said that this is not new, it's a 12-year pattern. So that we've seen this number of failures for 12 years now. But I don't remember it being so, if it has been that bad for 12 years, how come we haven't had this sort of outrage or response to it? Why this particular year? So I think that has to also be investigated. So as you said, we have to go through the records. Right. Let's go through the sheets, the mark sheets. How did it happen? BC, what you mentioned, so I've had parents, so a lot of children said that they will lock them, of course they had power outages, so it would lock them out and then they'll come back and they are not sure if that was recorded. Now, thirdly, the only thing I may say also for those who said they've written it previous years and they did much better than they did this year, I don't know if that is a strong case though. I think that may, for the students, because as we know, sometimes you do better the first time around. So that one has a lot to do with how you prepared. Right. I don't know if that in particular,
when a student prepares for an exam, I mean, you are once a student, you have a minimum expectation. Yes. So when a result doesn't reflect your effort, it is very clear.
Yeah.
So if JAM claims this has happened within the past 12 years, that means they have deployed an inefficient system within the past 12 years that have constantly destroyed a lot of children's career. Do you understand how important JAM is to the life and the destinies of these children? We are going to write WAEC in the next month, right? The morale and the spirit of these children are extremely low. How can you spend several months to prepare for an exam just for JAM's inefficiency to come and destroy all your effort? So this is where the problem is. So whenever I hear them speak or try to give those kind of references, it even exposes their inefficiency a lot more.
Okay, let me come to you before I can bring in Dr. Fabian.
Okay, so I'm surprised that you're comparing the effort of the students, because we used to read. I took several JAM exams, and I remember I used to say the result doesn't reflect it for the. There was a language then we say, then give me,
yes,
then fail me, because you know that you did your best. You went to the exams prepared. Sometimes you would expect. I never wrote a JAM exam except for my first one, thinking I would get less than 300. But to get 200 those days, I've key cow, key goat, key everything. And it was supposed to be a standard. And now that even standards have dropped, because over years now they do UTME, the cutoff marks across boards. It's not like as equivalent as it was in our time. Yeah. And now we're seeing this happen. It means that something as serious as a glitch in the system can affect a child's results. I'm just surprised. I have strong faith in JAM. I believe that a lot of things have improved. I've said it on the show over and over. And so if there are technical errors like this, I have seen JAM rewrite exams, redo exams. My cousin, I said it in Abuja, was made to resit her exams because of the score she had that, because it seemed too high and it was too high for them, for an individual. So I know JAM can redo an exam if this whole thing is too much to understand.
Okay, I'll come to Dr. Fabian from JAM, but it's important for me to just read a few excerpts from the official press release from JAM. So JAM acknowledges the significant volume of unusual complaints following the release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exam results, which were officially published last Friday. In response, the board is fast-forwarding its annual system review, a comprehensive post-mortem of the examination process that is conducted each year after the exercise. So they are going to do a post-mortem. The board said during the examination phase, JAM ensures that every candidate is afforded the opportunity to sit the test. We are particularly concerned about the unusual complaints originating from the few states within the Federation. We are currently scrutinizing these complaints in detail to identify and rectify any potential technical issues. To assist in this process, we have engaged a number of experts, including professionals, computer professionals from the Association of Nigeria, chief external examiners who are heads of tertiary institutions, and someone network from Africa. A few other people are bringing people together to come and help us. So JAM is responding. However, as much as what Mr. Onye says is really crucial, as much as I understand they're trying to rectify, but in case there was a glitch, this could actually be quite damaging and damage the morale of these young people. So we need to find out how long would it take to rectify, because these guys are going to be writing WAEC very soon. But let me bring in Dr. Fabian to this conversation. Good morning, Mr. Dr. Fabian Benjamin. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
You've heard all that's been said so far, and we've read your press release. Before we go into the fact that you're investigating, I think BC asked something which I think was important. After the examination has taken place, do you get official reports from the various centers on issues of glitches, issues they could have had, maybe that could help to provide a comprehensive report going forward of exactly what happened at those centers?
Thank you very much. I quite appreciate TVC for this opportunity and the guests there. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board is one agency that is not averse to such inquiries and call. We run a very inclusive system where we conduct our examination. You will notice that we have over 10,000 officials in the field. Out of these 10,000 officials, barely less than, maybe barely 2,000 are the staff of the agency. We have vice chancellors, rectors, and provosts of higher institutions being part of this exercise. Computer Special Association, psychometricians, expert in measurement and stuff like that, just like you have read the roll call that you have called in the press release that I issued this morning. We are not ashamed to admit if we go wrong. But it's unfortunate at times we see people coming out with the kind of blanket condemnation and stuff like that. Yes, we have released results. We've had avalanche of complaints from very few states. And what are we doing about it? We're going to do something. We're looking at it. And wherever, if we find anything untoward, we will not hesitate to actually apply the necessary remedy to this situation. If you look at our processes, starting from registration, examination, and release of result management, what I call result management, at the point of examination, for 2025, we had over 882 centers, and over 200,000 computers were deployed to be used by these candidates. And where there were glitches during the examination, those candidates were rescheduled. Because one key thing in our operation is fairness and equity. Integrity is also key. And that explains why where we go wrong, we don't hesitate to admit that, yes, there was an issue, and then we apply the necessary remedy. And the most important thing we do is that most of these things, we anticipate them, and they will make provision for remedies. For instance, during the examination exercise, we know that it will be erroneous for us to assume that there will be no challenge. And they will make necessary provision. Even from the point of registration of these centers, we ensure that, okay, the requirement is for you to have 200 computers, but you must also have 25 as backup, because we know that there could be 1 or 2 challenges here and there during the course of the examination. And where a center fails completely for technical issues or one reason or the other, we ensure that those candidates are rescheduled immediately to take the examination. We will ensure that every candidate is given the opportunity to exercise his right. Fairness and equity must come to play. As you have read, or as I have said in that release, we are looking at the complaint from these states, majorly some few states in the southeast and perhaps Lagos. And these officials, these experts that we brought, we're opening our system to them to go in, to look at every responses that these candidates have given. And where there are sufficient reason for us to act, we will do the needful. We've done that in the past. The issue of subjecting our script for public scrutiny, we've done that severally. In 2012, if my memory does not fail me, we called candidates who came and marked their script themselves. We gave them the marking scheme. They mark their script themselves, score themselves, and they arrive at the same judgment and all those things. But that does not mean that what we're having this year, because we've never had this avalanche of complaint from candidates. And that explains why the registrar, Professor Shagoloide, is leading the team and is not taking it lightly, and is going to look at it critically, and the needful will be done where necessary.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we have lots of questions for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials. I want to start the gym, yeah?
Thanks for staying with us. We still have the spokesperson for JAM with us, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, and I know Nima had a question. Go ahead.
We had gotten some reports of change in results. Is that part of this glitch we're talking about? So where a person, according to YK, someone had reached out to her. The person had gotten a result that he had about 155, his total aggregate result, and then got an aggregate result of about 200 and something again. What is the 299? Is it possible that a person was given a higher result and then they change it again? Didn't this happen last year? Where last 2 years, where that young lady had published a result by SMS, and it was said that she fabricated the one for which she got the state recognition.
Sorry, I actually didn't get that very clear. But if I understand your question, you are asking if...
Can you hear? Let me put it again.
Say again.
One candidate in this last JAM was sent 2 different results. One was 299, the other one was 150. You remember the lady that happened somewhere in the East, I think It's not Imo.
Mesoma.
Yes.
Okay, Mesoma.
Yes.
The Mesoma.
Was it not this kind of issue? Is it supposed to happen again? People are getting this kind of results now.
No. If you look at the avalanche of complaint, it's about candidate contesting what has given to them vis-a-vis their own abilities.
Yeah.
The issue of falsification, the issue of manipulation of scores, the issue of any infraction, either from our side or from their candidate, does not come into this complaint.
But this is the
majorly
case. This is the case of an infraction
majorly
from
the
JAMB.
complaint were. Hello?
This is the case of an infraction from JAMB, sending 2 results out to one candidate.
There is no any issue of infraction here. Just as I've told you earlier, we cannot come to conclusion yet. We are looking at what it is. We are not saying there is an infraction on any part. We are only concerned by the volume of the complaint.
Okay.
We know that each year we release results. Certainly 1 or 2 persons will complain. But for this year, if you look at the mountain of complaints, especially coming from a particular section of the country, calls for concern. And that explains why we also want to look at it critically to see if there are issues.
Because of time,
and then see how we can activate.
Because of time, we've gotten that part. The avalanche of complaints you're looking at it. What Nima is asking, within that complaint, somebody is also saying there's an infraction that they got 2 results. Have you got an official complaint from any candidate saying they got 2 results yet? And are you investigating that? That's her question.
Sorry, Abe, sorry, can you ask that again?
So you know what? Let me. I'll come back to that. Let me let other questions jump in.
Let me ask a question. So I would like to understand the sort of investigation JAMB is carrying out. Are you investigating the markings, the machine that is marking the script or that marks the script? Are you investigating the software of the machine? What exactly are you investigating? Because we are suspecting that this glitch that happened because many students were logged out for over how many minutes during the examinations is likely a machine software glitch. Now, if you're not aware that that is where the problem is coming from, you may be investigating, but not investigating the right thing. So what exactly is JAMB investigating? Which areas are you looking into to solve this problem?
Okay. Yes. You see, we are being transparent as possible. If you look at some of the narrative that have been pushed out there, if you talk about glitches, candidates being left out, or questions not being complete and all those things, you are rather pushing the burden on the candidate, because if you produce the script of the candidate and you say the candidate was unable to finish his exam because of the certain challenges at the center, what that means is that even when you produce the script and you mark the script, it's still going to give you the same response. But that is not what we are doing. There are stages of operations when it comes to result. We are looking at, we divided the country into 2 for ease of management. Okay. There's what we call LAC, there's what we call CAT. LAC is all the states in the south, excluding the South states. The South state, that is Port Harcourt Zonal Office and Benin Zonal Office, are joined to the states in the north that we call CAT. And the CAT states, we exclude Abuja and zonal office stays within the Abuja zonal office and then stays within the Kano zonal office, which we merge them with the South. Why? The reason behind that is that so that we don't have only southern states or northern states being put together. Now, we have software that were deployed for this particular division. And at these centers, we are looking at options that were deployed, matching them against the responses of these candidates. Could it be that the responses were matched wrongly against what the candidate has answered? Or could it be that this candidate were unable to finish their exam or for whatever reason or the other? There are so many things we are looking at that I cannot sit down here and begin to, because time will not permit. But what I want to assure Nigerians is that at the end of the day, we'll come out with a solution that at least will be fair, will be transparent enough, and will be equitable. I've made it clear that we are not ashamed. We will not be ashamed to admit that if actually we are wrong. We are not averse to criticism. One of the key word in our operation is inclusiveness. We tried as much as possible to bring as many possible as possible.
Okay.
And the operation we are doing if you look at it, is devoid of even our operators. We are bringing people, external people who will come. Over time, we've had situations whereby we invite even the FCCPC to come and take charge.
Let me
monitor whatever we're doing.
Dr. Fabian, let me pause you for a second because I want Mr. Onyia to come in here. You've heard from JAM. Are you satisfied with the response as an educator yourself?
I'm actually not satisfied at all. One of the things I want to hear is there an exact time frame? Are you telling us that within the next 2 weeks, there will be a response? Can we build an expectation around whatever you are saying? And also, the people you are referencing that you want to for your investigation and this and that, I can't even see.
I have to pause you, I'm sorry, because I'm told that we have to cut off from the news channel to the live chat. There's an invitation to TV station for FCT Minister's Media Parley this morning. We'll be connecting the TVC News channel to that Media Parley with the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, and their team right there. But those of you watching us, you can continue watching us online and also on our terrestrial channels on GOTV and StarTimes. But we'd like you to join us online on YouTube. But for those on the news channel, we have to connect to the Wike's Media Parley going on in Abuja. So you're saying concerning, yes, your response?
Yes. So what I'm saying is, even the people that he is referenced, I mean, they know how they do their thing. But the point is, this is an obvious technical glitch. And probably this is, you know, if you can remember when Boeing had their own issue, they subcontracted a software company, which subcontracted to another one and another Indian one. So there were a lot of crashes, right? Until when they started going deeply, even Boeing itself denied it.
They didn't know.
Until independent investigators went so deeply to find out this is where the problem was. So from what I'm seeing, I mean, I'm into software. We've done this for the past 11 years, and we power a lot of schools. I mean, several millions of students. So I kind of understand where this is coming from. Probably the vendors they are working with, this is where the issue is, right? So they need to go deeply and say, okay,
you see, I'm sorry to come in. Sorry to come in here.
Go ahead, sir.
Sorry to come here. Let me say this. I don't think we will go down so low to begin to do things that will appear as if we are doing a cover-up. Examination is a serious business, and it requires a lot of integrity, transparency, fairness, and equity. If you look at our operation over the time, we have never shied away from admitting that there are glitches, if at all there are. When the registrar assumed duty in 2016, and the first mock exercise he conducted, the flight could not take off. And we called the press and we admitted that yes, there are problems here and there and all these things. We believe that whatever we are doing is a progress in the making. So that explains why we take every view from everywhere, we incorporate it into what we are doing so that we can build a better system. It will be unfortunate if as an agency at this stage, and all we could sit down to do is to begin to look for a way to cover up if there are problems. We can't do that. I have believed that we have gone past that particular stage. And I'm assuring you that within the shortest possible time, we'll come up with a position and then we'll take a decision. Or if
Dr. Fabian, let me come in here to be sure. Dr. Fabian, what I heard him say is that it's almost similar to what Nima is saying. We need to be, or even BC, to be sure if you are clear on where the problem is. There could be technical issues, there could be collation issues, there could be marking issues there. So we want to be sure we are investigating and looking at the pinpoint. It's not about your integrity, because your integrity is not in question here.
It's a holistic investigation we are doing.
Okay.
I cannot preempt the committee. Already you are talking about the issue of integrity here. You want to have something that is very transparent and fair, something you can hold on to. So you wouldn't expect me to sit down here and tell you that this is what is going to be. Let the people, the body that has been assembled, let them do what they are supposed to do, and then tell Nigerians where the problem is and come up with a remedial action if need be.
Okay. Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we can continue this conversation with you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view. Will be right.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam result. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam result.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they're for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is it?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing JAM and the UTME results. Dr. Fabian, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so I'm going to get one more question for you. Go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, so Dr. Fabian, initially when you were speaking, you said that the reason why you're looking into this was because of the response or the avalanche of, complaints that you were receiving. And we're looking at the scores, just looking at the scores, we're seeing that 78.5% of those who wrote the exams, scored below 200. Didn't that number just by itself, even before the complaint, didn't it raise questions for JAM?
You see, first of all, you have to understand the purpose of a team before you will be able to dive into it to criticize or make an informed opinion. The examination we do is not a pass or fail examination because I believe we need to really get this clear because the public is making a lot of mistake when it comes to looking at the data, the statistics, in the sense that they view it. We are doing a selection examination for tertiary admission. It is not a reflection of the ability of the candidate. Because if we are doing aptitudinal examination, the aptitude examination is what is a reflection of the true ability of the candidate. What we do, we interface with this candidate for 2 hours. They have spent 6 years in the primary school, 6 years in the secondary school, and then they have 2 hours with us. You cannot begin to look at that 2 hours that they have interfaced with us and begin to use it as a measure of standard. So for us, we don't look at it from the angle of whether somebody has scored 200 and above or 200 and below. The most important thing to us is that, look, we have done this examination. We will look at the parameters, the choices of this candidate. We will look at the available spaces in the tertiary institution based on their preferences and see how we can match them. We send this result to the tertiary institution and then they use it for the purpose of admission.
I don't understand. I'm not sure you answered the question.
No. Well, I think he has, but also the way that you've responded to me, for me, that's a red flag. And it's a red flag because I believe that JAM, beyond what you've just explained also, should be able to use this examination for raising data, right? So we have data to show that a large percentage of Nigerian students that wrote these exams scored much lower than they've done in a very long time. And I believe that if JAM is working with Nigerian parents and with students, it should be able to look at it as, you know, as like a significant, no, look at it as something to say there may be a problem somewhere. You know, there may be a problem either with the educational system, either with students and how they are writing JAM. After all, JAM has made several improvements over the years as well. So when there's the numbers are showing like this, JAM should be able to wonder at least if the changes or improvements or whatever it is they've done is affecting how children are writing their exams. So it's not just to say, well, we've done our own and then everybody should leave.
For me,
yes, for me, we're all in this together, you know. So JAM shouldn't hold off itself as well. We've done our part. You figure out the rest yourself. Everything, as you've said before, is to be done holistically. And if that is what you mean, then definitely you provide data that would, you know, be important in how we look at how children perform in JAM, especially if in this period we're wondering if their ability, you know, have been truly reflected in the numbers that JAM has given them.
Well, let me make this thing very clear. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board was established by the universities. It was not even a creation of government. It was the university that came together then when the numbers were increasing and felt that, look, let us have a body that will regulate the process of admission to ensure that we don't have multiple admission. The basic reasons for the establishment of JAM was to eliminate multiple admission and to ensure that the few spaces that are available are properly utilized. And that explains why, if you look at the name, Joint Admissions and Matriculation, if the framers of the board had examination in mind, the examination would have been fused into the name to be part of the name. Examination only became a vehicle because there is no any other process that you can give this candidate a fair and level playing ground for everybody to compete. If tomorrow we wake up and we have enough spaces for especially the highly subscribed programs, we will not even be conducting any examination again. Examination is just a vehicle for us to ensure that even that candidate who in the final analysis is not admitted, at least he or she is satisfied that, look, I am not admitted not because somebody is taller than me or not because somebody is highly placed than me, but because I could not measure up to the person that is admitted.
So Dr.
I don't want us to place more emphasis. Yes.
Dr. Fabian, let me pause you for a second. Let me let Nima come in here.
I think that's purpose of, you know, just admissions and has already been defeated, because if you say that the same institutions that put together this board have started doing what is called UTME. So they now start to grade the students on their own. And so examination is what JAM is now known for. Do you in any way, what Miriam is saying is that, you know, gather the data that you get every year from the performances and partner institutions like Mr. Onye's institution or other, mostly secondary schools, because we're looking at people who are trying to get first degrees into the institutions that put together JAM as a board and give them feedback on things to improve upon. As opposed to just conducting exams.
Moving on.
The performances of the students who are partaking in these exams part time should be, observed, and improvement should be done. Things should be eased out. You know, new innovations should be brought in. What are you doing with that data?
Well, sorry, I didn't get what you have said clearly.
Post-UTME is now being done by the institutions that put together JAM.
Very good.
It's joint admissions and matriculation.
And let me explain that. If you look at in the last 8 years, you will notice that even the institutions that are conducting the number of institutions conducting post-UTME has dropped significantly. We have less than 10% of the institutions conducting post-UTME now. And the reason being that there is high correlation between the examination we conduct and the performance of the candidate when they are admitted. But that is not even the issue. There is no system anywhere in the world where the tertiary institution does not have a say in who they admit. Naturally, the University of Polytechnic will also do a level of screening to be sure that they are satisfied with whoever they are taking in. The screening could be academic, it could be moral, it could be social, and whatever it is. You cannot say for whatever reason that a university, a polytechnic, or a college education should not have a hand completely in whoever they admit.
That is not the
because in the final analysis, what the highest candidate graduates.
Can you listen? Let me put it again. That's not what we are saying. So let me tell you, we know that post-UTME means that your JAM score, your WAEC results, as well as another exam usually conducted by the institutions. That's what post-UTME cumulatively gets. So you can have a 300 and something in your JAM, but if you don't get 99 or something in your post-UTME result, an institution can decline your admission. So we are saying that those bodies that put JAM together are already doing another kind of assessment for the candidates they want to admit. What is JAM doing with the data of the performances of their subscribers every year?
If you had heard me clearly, I laid a foundation. I told you that one of the basic reasons when this same institution you're talking about established JAM was to ensure that, one, there are no multiple admission. Two, there is fairness and equity in the conduct of admission. I told you this in clearly. The fact that they are doing post-UTME does not mean that the essence of the establishment of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board is defeated. No, it is only a second layer of check to say, let us also have an input in whoever comes to us. It does not in any way say that we are losing confidence in whatever you are doing. Not at all. Ask any vice chancellor today, ask any provost today, ask any rector of tertiary institution today, he will tell you that, look, the establishment of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has enhanced the performance, has enhanced the conduct of admission, has engendered equity and fairness in the process of selection of the resources that we call admission.
Okay, let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, Then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still having this conversation on the results from JAM. I'll let our guest jump because you've heard quite a bit from Dr. Fabian. What are your response to what he said? I was also going to ask you, maybe we need to remind ourselves the consequences, because if JAM comes out today and says tomorrow that we've looked at our systems, there was no glitch, here are the results. How is that going to look like for these youngsters?
Yes, thank you so much. So the first question, the first question I want to ask is very simple. JAM has admitted that there is a speculative issues, as they want to put it, but at the back end, they have admitted that there is a very big issue, right? I want a clear time frame. Are we going to get a feedback in the next week, or in the next 2 weeks, or in the next month? Let it be that there's something that students are expecting, because that will help them a lot. Secondly, after their investigation, are they going to make the findings public? Thirdly, the students need the mark sheet regardless. They need the mark sheet so that they can be able to look at these things. Even if there are areas that they have gaps, it will help them to be able to prepare for the next year. And the best form of investigation is public investigation. If you give the students the mark sheet publicly, they will do a lot of work as you are also doing your work. That will be the most transparent method.
Okay, let's see. Dr. Fabian, you got those 3 questions, right? Time frame.
Well, I don't think he's in a position to determine the time frame of what we are doing. We don't have any. Hello, can you hear me?
Very clearly.
We interact with our candidate. We have what we call a ticketing platform. And these candidates have lined up their complaints on the ticketing platform, and we have responded to them. And I've said it clearly. You see, we have a nation that we are working to build. We must also appear to be very serious with what we are doing. I have told you that a committee has been put together. We have expanded stakeholders from all manner of group that we feel that have the intellectual capacity to deal with the issue at stake. And I am sitting there in the studio. How would you expect me to tell you that in the next 1 hour or 30 minutes, you have results? They are there working. I am here. I have not had an insight.
Dr. Fabian, if you don't know the response, you can say we don't know yet. Or I can go back and confirm, because, sir, I will use that word holistically again. The people writing these exams are not just numbers. They are human beings. They are children. They are children of parents. Some parents who have been... Sir, please, let me just finish. Just let me finish and then you can respond. I'm sorry, sir.
We are parents.
So these people are coming from somewhere.
We are servants.
Dr. So these children are coming. These are human. These are Nigerian students, sir.
Timelines.
So there are parents also waiting online. There are schools, sir. So what we're talking about right now, let me call it the human side, the human angle of this conversation, is that there are many children waiting to find out what is the next step for them going forward. And they are hoping that JAM, that they respect for their integrity and their fairness, will look into their case and just make sure that, you know, the result is what it is. And then they'll know how to move forward. So, sir, I understand what you're saying, but the response I'm expecting is also put in mind that we're talking about children here. We're talking of Nigerian human beings here that participated in these exams.
Yeah, in addition to that, Dr. Fabian, your responses so far to the questions does not necessarily inspire confidence. People are sitting back at home and waiting to hear from you today to know the way forward. What's the solution? Because if you say that 2 hours is not enough to tell how good a student is. I will not be asking myself, why do I now write JAM in the first place? What's the essence of that examination if you cannot give me back what I'm giving to it? So we're asking that.
Let me say this. I've gotten your. Let me say this very clearly, and I've made this point over and over. We are very. If you look at my statement, I made it clear. I said we are very concerned. I don't think you are as concerned as we are, because there are a lot at stake here.
Okay.
And I must be very, very frank with you that whatever I'm saying must be something that I can be hold responsible. I cannot, if I tell you that in the next 1 hour, but what I can tell you that I want you to take home from here is that we are going to reach out to the candidate within the shortest possible time. Within the shortest possible time. Let me say that again. But please and please, don't let me come and say something that I will not be able to explain tomorrow. When I mean shortest possible time, it could be less than 2 days. It could be within 1 week. Of course, we know how painful, how distressing some of these things could be, especially for some of these candidates, especially if at the end of the day, it is proved that, yes, there were actually glitches. Exactly. So, as servants of the people, of the nation, we will not sleep. We will go back to our drawing board. We will bring all these people across all over the country, including, if possible, from some of the neighboring African countries, to work on this thing and give Nigerians the best outcome from this particular investigation.
Okay.
Please and please, let us not drag this issue of timing. Give us the benefit of doubt. Trust in what we are saying. They are going to look into this issue critically. I know that the public, when it comes to government agency, there are these doubts and distrust and stuff like that. But over time, if I've gone back to history and look at our modus of operandis, you would have discovered that we've tried as much as possible to be very transparent, to be very trustworthy with Nigerians. And that explains why we bring all manner of people as stakeholders, civil society, the National Association of Nigerian Students and stuff like that. Take this home. The time frame is going to be as short as possible, even beyond what you yourself is imagining.
Okay, so I think there was one more question that we yet to get concerning the provision of the marking scripts. Would that be eventually provided, do you think, or would you advise the board who is investigating to release the scripts to the students so that they can also have a copy? Is that possible? Publicly.
I have said that earlier. I say, in time past, we have had calls to release scripts to candidates. It's not a new thing.
Okay.
We are not. I don't know whether you are following this conversation as we have started. I have told you from the beginning that we will not be ashamed to admit that we are wrong. Okay. What that means is that we can do everything humanly possible. But for me, remedy, if there are problems, the most important thing is to address the problem.
Okay.
It's not to go back looking at what. If you look at the processes we pass to arrive at this script, I bet you, even if we give you this script, I'm not sure you'll be able to understand what has actually transpired.
Okay. All right.
Because you won't have the psychometric knowledge. You have the measurement expertise for you to questions, 250 questions over 400. And then how do we normalize and all those things? These are so many technical issues that it will take us time to tell you for the formula for you to understand this, but that is not the issue.
Okay.
I have told you that we are concerned and we will look into this thing critically, and I bet you before God and man, if there are areas that we have done something that is wrong, by way of maybe scoring, by way of matching responses with the answer, whatever it means, we will come out clearly to admit it within the shortest possible time.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fabian. I'm going to let you go at this point because our viewers have heard you, parents have heard you. We're going to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines for Nigerians to call in. So I'd like you to just stick around just to hear if you've communicated to our parents. We're going to open our phone lines on your view so our Nigerians can call in to see if they're satisfied with the responses from JAM. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Dr. Fabian, for joining us this morning.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jammies. So
My 220 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's
I can
all
do
we can
Nigeria,
take.
but I choose to stay.
Close the show, you for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by David featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a beef of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they're for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils?
That woman.
Damn! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey,
my people. I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of your view pigeon.
I'm gonna bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I know the.
Thanks for staying with us. Unfortunately, we couldn't continue with that conversation concerning JAMB because we have to move to our next segment. However, please send in your comments and your thoughts. We'll make sure JAMB gets it because the objective of this show really is to help Nigerians express their views to government. And we're happy that lots of people have started sending their messages. But I'm sorry we couldn't continue with that segment on the show. Joining us now is our next guest. 2 days ago, a man posted a heart-wrenching story on his social media handle about 25-year-old man who allegedly defiled his 12-year-old sister. He further stated that the suspect and his family are making frantic efforts to cover up the alleged atrocity. As a reputable voice for the voiceless over 12 years, we have in the studio the man who raised the alarm, the victim's brother, Ifeanyi Edozie. Welcome to the show, Ifeanyi.
Yes, well, I'm very happy to.
So, first and foremost, we sympathize with your family and your sister. Because your view is a platform that we give a voice to those who don't have a voice, we want you to use our platform to tell us exactly what happened.
Okay, yeah. Good morning, TVC. This is happened basically on the Friday midnight. I was in the evening. I came back from work. Because I was working at, I make footwear at a retail market, Beswan Estate. So I came back from work that Saturday evening. Then my mom also, I met my mom and my siblings at home that evening. And when I walked in, I saw my mom inside the bedroom with my younger sister, like cleaning her up, taking care of her, washing her blood. So my mom was telling me that, well, I couldn't even come and say hello to my younger sister that why am I not showroom? I said, is this not just a normal period issue? I mean, I think you guys could have told her about period, you know. She was now like, no, she did it on period 4 days ago. She's not meant to be seeing period again. So my mom was now disturbed, then started talking to her like, come and talk to me, what happened? Did you play rough play in school? Did somebody eat you? Because she was still crying, lying lying on the bed, the blood was flowing out and saying her stomach is paining her. So my mom had to raise her, take her to the bedroom, had to undress her, remove her clothes, and wash her up, but the blood didn't stop. So fortunately, my mom now asked her, what happened? Talk to me, you know you can tell me everything. Did anybody play rough play with you? Did anybody beat you in school? Did you fight anyone? She said, no, but something actually happened this evening when she came back from school. Our neighbor, where we usually get soft drinks and pure water, goes all these biscuits where children usually buy something. There's a grandma, like two houses away from our house. That's where they usually go get some things. So unfortunately, she went to this grandma's place to get pure water and biscuits, something like that. I can't remember how she narrated it. But she went there to the grandma's place to get something. Then the grandma sat down. The grandma was old. So there's a customer that the grandma told her to come and sell soft drink, give soft drink to somebody inside the fridge. Then she walked inside the shop. So the shop has the shop is like in front of the apartment, so there's a back door to the apartment. Then she walked in there, and then the grandma's son, which is Farouk, that's the guy's name, Farouk or grandma, that's what they call him. Farouk walked in and told her that there's no cold one, that there's cold one inside the apartment. Then she should come and take the cold one and give it to the person. Then Farouk dragged her inside, cover her mouth. There's a picture of the clothes where she wore. I posted it on my Twitter page. Show a pink gown. So she was wearing a pink gown that day. So Farouk told her to come and take the drink and give it to the person. Then she went in to take the soft drink from Farouk. Then Farouk covered her mouth, undressed her, and then forcefully have her way with her. So then Farouk now give her his sweatshirt to cover herself and sent her home. That is how she now. We had to run out. Immediately we heard that story from her mouth. We had to run out to go and meet the grandma's son. And ask, where is Farouk? Then we saw him walking into his compound. We grabbed him by his trouser. Are you Farouk, grandma? He said, yeah, what happened, bro? Because we don't even know each other in that area. We just moved in not up to 2 months. Because it's a place where my mom just got the apartment.
So sorry, how old is your sister?
12 years. Even that week, we just put her in school in that area. Because she just moved into the area.
Okay, so it was on your page that we saw that Farouk is not in his teenage years. He's over 20.
Farouk is 25 years. It's the same age with me.
Okay.
Okay, have you reported? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So since then, after you accosted him, what did you do with him next?
Then I had to call. Immediately I grabbed him by his shoulder. Yeah. Then it was not like, bro, leave me alone. What happened now? What happened? It was now shouting like, normal, me and my sister used to come and chill. They are chilling, normal, that my sister usually come to their house to come and take care of their clothes. They eat their food. I was not like, I don't even understand what you are saying, because we don't move into this area. How my sister will be coming here to come and take care of you or something like that. But that was not my business. So I had to just call Inspector Tunde of Alagolo, Paja Police Station. He came over with his colleague. They drove bike and come in. Immediately we were still holding him. The neighbors, gathered around the incident. They were telling us to free him. They should hand him over to them. That let us settle it amicably. So the people in the area too were still saying that they usually see my sister coming into their house.
Even though
I was not like that one, no, maybe. So when the Inspector Tunde came in, drove in, the area gathered him. They didn't want to allow him to pick him up. There's an affair there also saying no, he will not go with the guy. That
neighbors,
yeah, the neighbors of the community, the women, the guys.
So did he make it to the police?
I don't have to tell my mom. They didn't want to allow the Inspector Tunde to take him. It wasn't taking that moment. We spent over 30 minutes. So my mom now had to drove down to Ayobo police station with the girl, bleeding. So they were bleeding all the way to staining. Even the police station was stained with blood. Yeah. Up to that moment. Then when they go to this police station, the police station had to send their Ayobo police station had to send their men to go and pick up the suspect at the incident.
So is he still there now? So they were able to pick him up the second time?
Yeah, they were able to.
The police station.
So they picked him up and then they drove. Immediately they drove out of our street. The boys in the area gathered up and then beat me and one of my younger brother.
Whoa!
They beat us up like real beating. We were trying to. We just came into this area. We were trying to create unnecessary issues that we don't know this area that we came to. These are your ball, blah blah blah.
Is there a ballet in that area? And what was this? What did he do?
And in this one, we were like, if we had something like this, we shouldn't have just rushed to the police. Like it was supposed to them. If there's an issue like this, it's not them first, not to the police.
I have to ask. How is your sister? Where is she? What's she doing? Has she gone to Maribel? Do you know of Maribel Center? Has she been there? What's
You know, after that incident, so I want to speak about that too. Before when we get to the hospital, so
we went to the hospital.
No, the police station. So the police had to tell us to take her to Igbogila Hospital beside the police. They rejected that. They said they won't be able to take care of such incidents. Because the blood was too much and I don't know how it really happened, but they rejected at that moment. So 2 officers had to follow us, take her personally down to Igondo General Hospital. And like this girl, take care of her that midnight around 2 a.m. Or after 1. So then the doctors on duty didn't have any choice than to just attend to her and start doing what they need to do, and then they asked us to get a card, buy some drugs, get an injection. So I posted most of those
social media
picture, which when they were trying to treat her, remove those blood clots from her.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the position now? What's the Farouk guy now?
The Farouk guy now is currently at Ayobo police station.
Okay, they're still holding him.
They're still holding him down with his brother and Afar. Okay. They were trying to obstruct his arrest.
Is there a report from the hospital now?
Yeah, it is on report, but the doctor's report that came out, they said it to be submitted to the police station at Ayobo.
Because
it was the police station, the officers that actually brought her to the hospital. So now the doctor now is saying she's not ready yet to be discharged, but she's feeling okay because we've been with her. She's still at the hospital, even up to right now. So we've been taking care of her and
Okay, so the DSV have they gotten involved? They taking it over?
Yeah, DSV reached out, so they sent you a referral letter. Okay. Yeah. And then some couple of people on X, which actually came when they saw my post. When they saw my post going viral, not even when it was going viral, when they saw the incident, like, and I told them the status of all the communities people are saying. And then,
how safe do you think you are in that community now?
We are receiving a lot of threats in that community because I'll still come down to that side. Yesterday, from the incident, the family of the boy came down to Gondo, where my sister was. A nurse there was recording my sister to actually make a confession that she was in a relationship with Farouk.
Whoa!
You know the nurse?
Yeah.
So let me assure you, a 12-year-old, even if they consent to a relationship with an adult, it's not consent. Yeah. Under the Child Rights Act, if Farouk is saying that is admitting to rape. So relax. Let the nurse video very well. The nurse too enable her. In fact, everybody join.
I'm telling you.
So relax on that. My question is, at the time you got to the hospital, was a rape kit given?
Yeah.
Or even at the police station, did anybody attempt to tell you what a rape kit was? Did they give anybody?
No, actually, they were all scared when they see the incident because she wasn't even walking. My mom had to carry her. Carry her. She can't walk. My mom carried her. She was bleeding all the way. So the police didn't even try to know what to do that because it was late in the night.
That's why they were scared. They took to hospital. But you have a good case, and you're in a good state.
So my question is
your safety
about your safety. I think it's really crucial.
How's
your mother feeling? What's her part in all this?
Yeah, she's actually.
Is she in support of you coming to the media?
Yeah, I tried to convince her, though, as the first one of her family, because we've had similar accidents like this back in 2007. So it's not about, that one is even about rape. That one is we're coming back from school, so it was an accident in front of our house, our dad's house. Then the motor just passed by and killed all of our, my little sister, Vivian. So why I spoke up is that I don't want her to feel such experience. Because then what actually happened is that the people that handled the matter actually pressured my dad, then even gave him money
to let it go.
Okay. So where's your father now?
My dad is right, but we don't want to actually bring him into all this because we will actually pour the blame on my mom.
Yeah.
So when we go to that area, all of us, after that incident of that with my late sister, all of us were scattered. So I was living somewhere else. My other sisters were living somewhere else. So my mom just had to bring that was at that Ayobo. So all of us had to stay together.
The nurse in question at the Gondo General Hospital, because this is an indictment on the hospital.
Yeah.
This is a criminal investigation. The police brought your sister. It's not one person thing. The nurse in question who held the phone, can you identify her? Because we want the Gondo General Hospital, the MD of the hospital, to find that nurse before it become much more than
I can't physically recognize the woman, but if I see her, because I saw that day, it happened when the police, the IPO, went down there to take a statement of my sister, and then they found her inside the ward where she was videoing and telling my sister, and then
the police saw her doing it.
So she was even when they know after the ones were still saying that, you said, what is even wrong with us? This thing is a boyfriend and a girlfriend issue.
Okay, 12 and 25. The nurse goes school, so she gets sense.
They are not even that statement has been said in the area, in the community too. Like it's a boyfriend and girlfriend issue. That two of them are dating. Even when the affairs came to me, they were explaining that they were telling me that even if they want to get married today, that this is a relationship issue.
After the rape.
Issue.
No, okay, it's good because they've admitted that
they all admitted
something happened.
Yeah.
But is there any form of therapy? Is there anybody that's offering any form of therapy?
Yeah, Lagos DSB has offered the handling, but the doctor right now at Igoni General Hospital said she's not okay, unless we need to sign an undertaking that we want to take her away.
No, leave her there.
So the doctor.
So why? Yes. So what do you hope to get by coming on TV and talking about this?
Yeah, I need to. Because I really need Nigerians to hear my voice, because I feel when that incident happened that day, I was hearing some underground talk that thing has been happening in that area, which no one has been speaking out for a very long time. And I don't want my sister's case to just be one of those cases when it might just be how happen. Like because actually they were even telling us that we shouldn't worry, anything that we want.
I must commend your bravery. I must commend. You are a brother to have.
Yes. So they were telling us that anything we want, that they will take care of us, they will take care of her, that we should just tell us what we really want.
We have to wrap up here, but if I must, just like Nima said, we must commend you. I think you are indeed a good brother. And I'm hoping that indeed this case, as the media has covered it, would definitely get to a proper conclusion and you get justice. And I can understand the trauma from losing Vivian and how you needed to fight for your sister in this time around. And I'm telling you that this fight, by God's grace, will definitely have a logical conclusion. And I wish his best wishes to your sister and to your mother, who are also probably very traumatized with this experience. Wishing you the best. And we're here to support you the best we can. Thank you very much for coming on our show to share and wish justice.
We as the First Lady, the offices for her
and the Commissioner of Police to ensure that this case is thoroughly investigated and got to a logical conclusion.
And I also want to thank Nigerians for coming out. TVC News, Mr. Camps New, God bless you, and those that reach out, Dixon, Wizrab, and Hamzat, and too many more that came out that actually made this possible for me to actually speak up.
Yes.
I really thank everyone so much, and Inspector Tunde from Alagolu. I really thank you so much.
Wishing you the best.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's all we can take on the show this morning. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.